Hello, it's me, Tiffany. Um, I don't know what happened. Am I live right now by myself, dude? I'll sing. Am I supposed to stay here? This is not my stream. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. It's fine, dude. I'm gonna click on the YouTube video and see what I can see. Yeah, just me alone. Okay, cool. Um, hey, thank you, Marie. Do a little ditty. Hey, Megan. I know. I don't know what's going on. I heard the mouse being slammed and then she disappeared. So I'm waiting for them to text me. I'm just going to sit here until they tell me something. They might send me a new link, in which case I'll resend a new link. Well, hello.
Oh,
Hey.
okay. Is this working now?
You disappeared and now you're back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. But is it recording and we're ready?
I think so. I think it's still going.
Is that a yes? It's time to go? I'm checking. Okay. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's working now. All right, welcome to this week's episode of Take It or Leave It. I am one of your hosts, Meredith Masony.
And I'm Tiffany Jenkins. This podcast will discuss all things marriage, motherhood, and everything in between. Please remember, we're not professionals at anything you may actually need. So, any advice we give, you can take
Or leave because it might be crap. On today's episode of Take It or Leave It, Tiffany has officially entered middle age.
Oh my God. I'm in hell.
We haven't spoken. And so the first words when we got on to get ready to do this podcast, I said, "How are you doing?" And you said,
Well, you said you look like shit.
"Oh, well, I said you look tired."
Same thing.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, man, I was at the urgent care earlier. I got a back injury. And there was this silverback gorilla loose in the neighborhood. And somebody had to take charge and catch it for the safety of the children. And it was me. I did that.
I don't think that's what happened.
Well, you don't really know, do you?
Well, you told me you bent over to pick up a pair of pants.
We're arguing semantics at this point.
I don't think we are. I think I'd like a detailed explanation of how the back went out by bending over to get the pants.
You know, I really wish I could say. I wish I could. I had been painting the outer doors of my cabin, whatever, something in my living room under the TV, whatever.
Mhm.
And everything was fine. And then later that night, I went to go get a pair of jammy pants out of my drawer, and it felt like I got an epidural.
What part of your back is the low back?
Yeah. So if you make yeah. I was going to give you a detailed geographical location, but it's middle low back. It feels like it's where my spine meets my tailbone.
Yeah, okay.
But I could be imagining that, but that's where I picture it. But yeah, it takes me 20 minutes to stand up. It's just super shitty. I can't stand for longer than a minute without having to hold on to something, and I can't walk for example, I went from the Publix pharmacy to the cake aisle, and that was too much. It was too much. It was too painful. So I'm just hobbling around, feeling useless.
What did they say? What was the
Uh, he said he thinks it's a slip disc, which I'll need an MRI for, but I told him I don't think it is because I think it would be a lot worse if it was a slip disc. I said I think it's muscular, so he gave me some antibiotic or steroids, some steroid, and a non-narcotic muscle relaxer thingy.
Mm. Yeah. Tizidane?
No,
No.
Flexeril.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I just got that a little bit ago, and yeah, man, I think the universe was like, slow down, bitch.
Yeah? Were you going really fast?
I'm an athlete. I was going really fast.
Well, what was going on? What was going on this past week?
Oh, just book launch and stuff, and there's something huge going on that I can't talk about yet, but it's in because it's a part of my personal life, and
Oh.
it isn't anything salacious or juicy. It's just a life change that's occurring in my private life that takes up, I'd say 100% of my life actually
Oh.
is affected by this. And it, I don't know. I'll just tell you off air.
Got it.
I think you're going to be mad at me.
Okay.
But anyway, there's just a lot.
Okay.
Not drugs. I'm not on drugs. I haven't done drugs. It's not drugs. It's not a divorce. I'm not breaking up with my boyfriend.
You're already divorced.
Oh, yeah. So then it is that. That has happened already. So we can rule that out.
Yeah, we can rule that out because you're not currently married, so you can't get divorced.
Correct. Yeah. Just life stuff.
All right, life stuff. You got a bad back due to the middle age.
Mm-hmm.
I know how that
Defending our
goes.
neighborhood. Either way, you want to look at it.
No, that is not what happened. And book stuff. And the book reviews are looking really good.
I know. I'm
Ugh.
so shocked.
So good.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And I'm very grateful.
Yep. People are just gobbling them up.
One of the top 10 memoirs, according to the Associated Press this week.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's very crazy.
Top 10 best memoirs.
Yeah. I'm number 10, but I am in the damn list. Thank you.
Of the year, of the decade, of what?
Of the century.
Century. Awesome.
Or of the week of June 6th.
Or
either way. Whatever you want to, you know what I mean? Again, semantics.
Oh, there's that gorilla.
Because I'm a good friend, I'm going to tell you this, Meredith.
Okay.
Never eat east of your front tooth.
Do I have
a big black daddy in there?
So I had short ribs for dinner.
Oh, I prefer mine long. I'm just kidding. I don't like ribs. What is the short
They're
rib?
not ribs. It's a little, it was just a little piece of like beef, but it's slow cooked. And Dave made dinner, and so I just gobbled that down before we got on the podcast. So that's just leftovers.
It's better than what you gobbled down last week before the podcast. Am I right? I think it's still there, dude.
It probably is. I got to be honest, I don't care.
Heard.
I mean, if it's going to bother you, I can try to look into it, but
it is hideous. It is jarring, but that's fine. I'll be all right.
Is it that bad?
No. It's
now
fine.
I'm going to have to look.
It's totally fine.
You're such an asshole.
I support you.
She's like, it's jarring. I got it. Wait, no, I didn't. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Hold on.
Listen, it's fine.
Let's find a piece of paper. Got it.
I could just close my eyes.
Got it.
Did you?
Cheese.
Okay. Good job.
Got it.
Thank you.
Only for you. Otherwise, I really wouldn't have cared. Yeah, so all right, good. Well, that's great news about the book.
Thank you. Enough about the book. What the F is going on with you?
Ugh, just too much.
Oh,
Per the usual, too much is going on.
just trying to survive right now?
Just trying to keep my head above water. Um, had therapy today.
Mm,
So, that's fun.
I don't I'm really nervous.
What?
Well, I don't wanna s I don't I'm overthinking what I'm saying now because I'll be honest with you, Meredith, I haven't slept since our last episode.
What?
Yeah, dude, I've been stressing about the way the last episode ended.
How did it
And
end?
then I texted you to ask, and then you never texted me back because 'cause you've had a crazy week, which is fine,
Oh.
but it just fed into my fear that Dave hates me and is
Oh.
mad at me. And so I don't wanna comment too much because I feel like I overstepped last week, and I feel like my humor perhaps was a little
I did forget to text you back. Sorry about that. It has been a crazy week. So we had that's right. We haven't had a podcast since last week. Okay, so we went on Friday and went to the uh string quartet,
Coldplay.
Coldplay, Imagine Dragon covers. It was phenomenal. So good.
Love it.
Absolutely wonderful. Had a blast. It was amazing. We're actually going again on the 26th to see the cover of Queen.
Oh.
So very good. We loved it. They were hands down amazing, phenomenal, wonderful. It was a blast. It was about 60 minutes of music of covers. And then we got dessert and we snuggled up and we went to sleep. It was wonderful. Um Saturday morning we did have there was no fight, but there was a little issue and we talked through that and worked through it with the tools that we have been given at therapy over the past year. Actually did really well with that.
Good.
And then we had a pretty good rest of the weekend. We golfed on Sunday. Um, and it was funny. Dave got really jealous. We were golfing and we got paired up with two other dudes, old guys. And the the one guy, I mean, a 65-year-old grandfather, right? Like we got paired up with these two older dudes. And the guy kept lining up my putt for me. And he's like, "You need to putt like this and do this and do that." And Dave got jealous that the old
See,
man was lining up my putts.
is it jealousy or is it, like, anger? Because 'Cause I'd be like, "Bitch, don't touch my ball. Who are you? Like, what do you mean?" Like, I'd be pissed if some guy was, like, mansplaining golf to me. I wouldn't like that.
He was giving me some putting tips and I was fine with it, but Dave, I think, got a little bit jealous. I don't think you tell somebody else's wife how to putt the ball.
What did he do?
He didn't do anything, but after the fact, he was like made it known that he did not like that he was trying to teach me how to putt, and I was like, he's a 65-year-old grandfather. It was like I didn't think that it was that big of a deal, but if it made you uncomfortable, I apologize. Like he was just, you know, telling me how to putt,
Yeah, I don't
um
think you have to apologize.
but I was just like, so anyway, it made Dave a little bit jealous, I think, that he
Mm.
was trying to talk to me about the putting. And so I laughed a little bit. But
Why did you guys get paired up with other people?
so when a twosome goes out, they will pair you with two other players if somebody takes the spot. So you could just go out and golf with random people, which I don't love doing because I don't like to golf with people I don't know.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I had to. I had to play 18 holes with these two other people that I had never played with. However, I ended up shooting a 98, which is my all-time low, and I shot a 44 or a 45.
I'm sorry, is all-time low a good thing in this sense?
Yes.
Well, congratulations. I
Thank
hate
you.
that, actually. I was hoping that you would have done really shitty so that you could have been like, "Thanks for nothing, Gramps."
No, I actually it was my best 9, maybe not my best I don't remember, and Dave's not in here because he's mad at me right now, so he left the
What?
room while we're podcasting. Um, so anyway, it was either my best 9. I don't know if I had my best 9 and my best overall 18 or if it was just my best overall 18. I can't remember, but it was good. I played for me, I played pretty well. So it was good. And then we had a good therapy session on Monday.
Good.
But yeah, so what you're referring to, I believe, is how last week's therapy session ended, where you were talking to Dave about if I feel safe in the relationship, right? That's what
Yes.
you're referring to? Yeah. And so that did bother him because he wants to know that I know that he would in fact do anything for me. And I do know that. He has done that repeatedly over and over again. Um, so I did let him know, like, yeah, I absolutely do know that you would do anything for me as you have done, whether it be in business or in our marriage. Um, and we had a conversation about that because I think he thought that you were insinuating that I don't know that.
I was.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I do.
it wasn't about would he do anything for you? This would he not leave you is what we were specifically talking about.
Mm.
And in my opinion, if you yeah. So, um I am sorry if it caused problems between you 2 and if you had to, like, hear about it because of me. That's what I was worried about is that because 'cause I'd rather him call and, you know what I mean, be mad at me than be mad at you for something I said.
No, he wanted to clarify on that, and we've had the conversation. So I have I have abandonment issues. Like we've not been. I don't think that's a secret. I do have a fear that Dave um, could leave at any time. It's something that I've struggled with for a very long time. I don't know if it'll subside or go away. It's something that we talk about in therapy quite a bit. Um, I'm an anxious attacher.
That's real too, though. That's real. And, I can admit that maybe, if you are an anxious attacher, then no matter what the other person does, it's never gonna be good enough. You're always gonna feel like they're gonna leave you, and if that is the case, then that is exhausting for the other person, and
Yeah.
that's gotta be tough, but I know that that is not what this is.
What is?
I know that I don't think you're just. I don't I don't wanna talk about you and him if he's not here to defend himself, and I don't wanna call him in if he's mad at you, and so maybe we just reserve it for another time.
That's fine. I'm just saying these are not new things. Like I'm an anxious attacher. That's who I am. I have fear of abandonment. There may not for our relationship ever be 100% full safety in knowing that he won't go. No matter how many times he tells me he's going to be here all the time. My brain likes to play tricks. My brain likes to tell me things that don't exist all the time and makes me believe things even when evidence proves otherwise. And that's the struggle that I have and that unfortunately he has to have as a result of being married to me and that we work through in therapy. Do I know logically that he isn't going anywhere? Yes. Do I know logically that he has always and will always bend over backwards to take care of me and do the things, whether they're relationship things or work things, life things, that he'll do those things for me? Yes. But when you're in the thick of it, or when you're feeling all types of like out of sorts, or when I'm feeling dysregulated, or when I'm overwhelmed, or when I'm anxious, all logic can go out the window, and I can think up a million scenarios as to why he's going to bounce.
Mhm.
That's my life. Um, that's my life. That's like this morning, the whole he and I got into it. And when I say got into it, uh our arguments have actually gotten there's no yelling.
It's
I'm not saying that there isn't necessarily a raised voice, but nobody is yelling. We've started to really use tools and to talk things through. There's a lot of silence for moments where people are processing and trying to figure out what to say or how to say it. I in my therapy session today actually sat there for a minute and gave myself a pat on the back, cuz I was like, I have not lashed out or yelled in probably 3 weeks.
amazing.
That's huge for me. That's big time. Like, I'd like a standing ovation, please applause.
Mhm.
Um because my go-to is yelling. It's my immediate one, a knee-jerk reaction is to yell. And I've been working a ton on my, pause, reflect, process, and then, give information or ask questions or whatever. This morning, I was overwhelmed. I was running late. I was rushing. He texted me something. I texted back a very short response. Um, it kind of started from there, and then, kind of devolved. We didn't see each other today because we were both working. He was running linens. I was working at the studio, and then I had meetings. And then we kind of came back together in the afternoon, and there was the issue. And he's like, I didn't like X, Y, and Z. I didn't like that you said it this way, did this, da 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 da, da, which is exactly what he's supposed to do.
Mm.
That's the therapist. That's what Nancy says. Tell her what your issue is. Tell her what you don't like or what you liked, and tell her what you need. So he told me what he didn't like, and he eventually told me what his issue was, and then I asked him, "Is this what you need?" And he said, "Yes." And so then we hugged and went about our business.
Great. I'm glad you were able to resolve it that quickly.
Well, it was 6:45 to 3 PM. So, in our time, that's pretty quick. So we got that resolved, and then we were out and we were talking right before the podcast, and shit hit the fan again because I was once again asking him about earlier what else he needed and what was going on, and I missed the boat on some things, and we got back into it. He had a shitty day, not solely related to me. Other things happened today, and so he had a shitty day, and he was sitting in it for a minute. And one of the other issues that I have, thanks to my shitty mental health, is when he is upset, the assumption is it's 100% my fault. Doesn't matter what he's upset by. My brain will tell me that I'm the one who did it. So I'm asking him from, with him being upset, what else I did that was wrong so that I can figure it out. And, he just told me, this isn't about you. Don't make it about you. I'm not upset about you. And now you've turned it into being about you. And I was like, oops, not supposed to do that. But my brain
But okay.
tells me that it's something that I did. So I didn't say anything. And he came in here and he got the podcast set up. And we haven't really spoken. I'm assuming we will talk after this, considering we live together. Uh, but it's tough. it's hard because I miss the mark sometimes, but I'm trying. And it's hard. It's hard to live inside my crazy brain, and I'm working on it. And so that is uh a pretty honest, transparent view of what it's like to kind of go back and forth inside of my insane brain.
Why do you keep saying that though? Why do you keep blaming yourself and saying that it's your brain? Like it's not. I don't like you talking to yourself like that. It makes me really
Well,
sad.
my brain is pretty effed up, but I'm working and there are lots of things that have been getting better. But it's exhausting to be inside my brain. It's also exhausting to be inside of my brain, and I don't know if I filled people in from this, but the medications don't work. I tried again. I tried 3 new ones. Gave them their 2 months, gave it 8 weeks. No help, no change, no benefit. So
I'm
I had to wean off of those and be done with that. But it's frustrating to have to constantly white knuckle life
Mhm.
with nothing as like a buffer.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
How often, and you know what? I'm struggling right now. I'm really struggling because there's so much that I don't wanna cross any lines, and I don't know where the lines are anymore, and so I wanna be careful to not overstep or overspeak about anything. On the same hand, it's so hard for me to listen to you. Just it sounds like you're just I don't know. I don't I just I'm sorry that your medicine didn't work.
Yeah.
It sucks. That's really hard, and I'm really sorry that that happened, and I'm sorry that you're white knuckling life.
Well, I think
I
you know all too well about that.
Yeah, of course I do, and I also know that you might be doing what I'm doing, and that is isolating a little bit. Like, when was the last time you apart from me, that you, like, reached out for a friend to have a conversation about stuff and, like, vent and shit talk or bounce ideas off of or problems that you're having other than Nancy or Dave?
I don't think I've talked to anybody in quite some time. I think I've just been overwhelmed and exhausted and tired, and I haven't really been doing that at all. And I think part of it too is, and I talked to Nancy about it today. It's like, okay, there's no medications that work. At this point, you've tried mood stabilizers, depression meds, anxiety meds. Um, None of it works. Can't drink because that was a crutch. So we had to get rid of that. Um, meth is still illegal. Um, and therapy is great because you're actively working, but it sucks as you're going through the process. Um, and it's hard.
Mhm.
It's hard. The whole thing is hard and it sucks, and you're allowed to say that. And Nancy and I were saying that at the end of the session. This is hard. This sucks. Not having any medications that give you any type of
Are you
um
done trying for now, or are you
I
still
think
on the hunt?
so. I'm done trying for now. I have to talk to my psychiatrist at my next follow-up. Um but we both agreed that we'd try it for 8 weeks. I gave my 8 weeks and then said, "Okay, well, so I have an appointment next month, and I don't know that she's gonna recommend anything else or not, but the ones, I think I don't know if I've hit 9 or 10 at this point that I've tried and have had no luck with. And I know that it works for people. I know there are people out there that swear by medications and just say, I feel better with this, and I'm so happy that it works for lots and lots of people. It just doesn't work for me. or at least nothing that we've attempted at this point has worked for me. Um, and it's just disheartening because it would just be so refreshing to have something kind of give me a little bit of a lift, you know?
Mhm.
Nothing crazy, take some of the pressure that I feel constantly off my chest, or you know what I mean? Like, just something to just kind of feel like that minor bit of decompression.
Yeah.
Um, but it's also I didn't have super high hopes, right? Because it's
Well,
like not like I haven't been in this position before where things didn't work. Um, so I wasn't shocked. It wasn't um like life shattering because I didn't have really high expectations for it. But it's, it's just depressing to know that whatever the shit that's wrong with my brain, it's like even the pharmaceuticals can't touch, which
mm.
is just like a whole other level.
I mean, it's definitely funny to think about it that way for sure, but I don't know.
Yeah. And that's okay because it's also, I mean, really, what's the alternative?
Suffering?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm suffering. I think that's
You
a
wouldn't?
strong word. I think there have been plenty of times where I have been suffering. I think I'm learning. I think what's hard is I'm in this spot where I'm learning to manage, and managing is hard.
Mhm.
I think it's hard to manage. I mean, I got really, really, really honest in my therapy session with Nancy today about my drinking.
What about it?
And we talked about that for a little bit because yes, I've used it. Yes, I was using it as a crutch. No, I was not drinking every day, but I was drinking too much when I was drinking to use it as medication because alcohol did numb. So what does that really mean about what I was doing?
Mhm.
Right? Like, I was
Mhm.
clearly self-medicating for quite some time, and for 6 months now, I've truly had to white knuckle through the reality of my life, and medications don't work, and you can't just sit and have a glass of wine or sit and decompress, because even when I did that, I was, it wasn't 1, it was 3 glasses or whatever, and it was too much, and so I had to be real I had to get real honest about, the fact that that crutch was I think it's why everything is a little more heightened now, right?
Yeah.
For me, because, there have been I've been honest and said, on the podcast or I called you one time because I was like, I really want to go have a drink and I didn't. Well, when we went to the hotel, Dave ordered chocolate covered strawberries to be brought up to the room while we were out at dinner so that it would be a surprise when we got back.
Mhm.
And when we got back to the room, there was chocolate covered strawberries and a bottle of champagne. And I wanted that motherfucking bottle of champagne.
And you didn't drink it?
And said, call the front desk and tell them to come get it. Because if they don't come get it, I'm going to open it and I'm going to drink the whole thing.
Mhm.
And he called and they came and they got it. And we went about our night and I was well behaved. And
Mm.
I did not do anything that I would have regretted or felt shame for. And that was a big gold star and a kudos. But I think it also opened my eyes to this was much bigger than I even myself would confess to.
Mm.
And that's a bitter pill. But it also makes me realize, well, lady, clearly it's going to be harder to manage because you did take away one of the things that made dealing with your mental health easier.
Right.
which was when I was really freaking out or really overwhelmed or really stressed or really whatever, I'd have some drinks.
Right.
So we talked about that and it got real honest in there and she was proud of me and asked me if I was proud of me and I said I want to be, but I'm just angry.
Mm, so real.
So, that's just the honest answer. I'm just angry. I'm just angry that um I don't have anything to uh I don't know, a security blanket, I guess.
Yeah, well, as somebody who has been friggin' navigating the world without her damn security blanket for a long time, I can say it's definitely not easy. What I'll also say is I could not have done it alone.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it alone, Meredith. It's just too isolating of a I don't know what to call it in your case, habit, whatever. Like, if I didn't have people teaching me how to live without drinking and without using drugs, if I didn't have people giving me examples on a daily basis and breathing life into me and giving me hope, like I wouldn't have made it. And I'm not saying you need to start going to meetings or anything. I would never say that to you, but I definitely think that connecting with other people who are also sober, who've been where you've been, who've made it through, and who might have an answer for you couldn't hurt.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think that I wasn't honest as I needed to be about this until this past, I guess, weekend.
Hmm.
Because I was just like, "I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. I'm doing good." And, like, look, haven't had a drink in almost 7 months. Like, get out of my way. Like, I'm fine.
But if you're
And
white knuckling it,
yeah.
then it's the it takes away the point of it. The whole point is to be free.
Yeah, and so on one side, I can tell you that I feel free of shame
Good.
with it. There's no
That's
shame associated anymore. It's like I wake up and feel good in the sense of I know that I'm not gonna feel shitty from having too many drinks, one night, or I feel I'm not gonna be ashamed that I drank more than I knew I should have. Like those things, I'm like, oh, I definitely feel freer of that because I know I'm making good choices.
right.
I
Yeah.
know that I am making good choices for my health, good choices for my brain, even if my brain keeps telling me to fuck off. I'm
Uh,
making good choices.
so in those moments when you would be overwhelmingly stressed and usually reach for a drink, in
Yeah.
those specific moments, what are you reaching for?
Now,
Yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay. So
Uh,
food is
yeah.
like your coping
Yeah, probably food. Um, uh, which is not my norm,
at all.
but I assume is what a lot of people do. Food.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the thing is we all have this toolbox, dude. And for people like me and you for a long time all that was in there. For me it was drugs, for you it was alcohol and then we emptied out our toolbox. They took
Mhm.
those things from us. Now it's up to us to put other tools in place of it to reach for instead of the drugs. And so I think maybe identifying what your triggers are and then identifying what the opposite of it is, like what you want to do in those moments, making a list of, this is what I want to do in these moments when I'm feeling crazy. I want to do box breathing. I
Mm.
want to do 10 jumping jacks, like whatever it is to get you out of it and keep you present. I think you need to gather up some tools to have on hand for those moments so that you're not just stuck in the misery.
That would be good. I agree with you 100% on that. I am definitely stuffing some feelings in those moments.
Mhm.
So I need to do that. It's also been sucky because the other thing that I love to do when I'm starting to feel that way is exercise.
Mhm.
And like, so yesterday I couldn't because I literally worked until about 8:30 by the time I got home. And I worked out the day before, and then the Monday I couldn't because we had a late therapy and then we had something else. And so I feel like even when I'm like at my wit's end and it's like, oh, I could just go to the garage and work out or do whatever, the exhaustion of just running ragged from work and everything else is taking that away too. So
Mhm.
like today, I got in from therapy, came in and sat at the desk and worked until uh, I had dinner at 7:30, and now I'm sitting here. And I didn't have an opportunity to exercise, and that's something that I do love to do.
Mhm.
So it's like, you know,
Same.
that sucks. But um I'm just, I'm trying. I mean, I guess as Nancy likes to correct me, she says you're not trying, you're doing.
Mhm.
She is definitely a great cheerleader.
Yeah.
She's like,
So
you're
am
not.
I, so call me.
Yeah, yeah, you are. But she just today was like, you're not, you keep saying you're trying. She's like, in fact, you're doing.
Yes.
So you have to give credit
Where credit's due.
where credit is due. She said, you love to talk shit about yourself, but you also have to give credit and you're not just trying, you're doing.
Yep.
And so it's, but it's, um, it's a lot harder than I had envisioned it going, because I think I was riding a really good high in the beginning because I
Mhm.
felt like I was putting my ducks in a row and just making good choices and just really working those tools and being like, I'm doing really well.
They call that the pink cloud
Oh,
in
okay.
recovery.
Okay, great.
You're like riding this cloud of everything is great. Life is good. The birds are singing. The grass is greener. Life is good. And it's finally opened up for me. And then when shit starts hitting the fan, then it's like that cloud slowly becomes gray. And it's like, wait a minute.
Mm.
Sobriety is not awesome. This sucks a lot. And that's when you get closer to the program or to the work, or you read, some of the books or whatever, just to keep that momentum going. And that's my whole point is that's normal what you're experiencing. It's totally valid. And I'm really freaking proud of you. And you're doing an amazing job. And I too wish you would give yourself more credit because you've been through so much and it's so hard and you're doing it. And I'm proud of you.
Well, I appreciate that. I did talk to Nancy about, because I already told her that I had reached out to you. And like that was one of my weaker moments. And then I talked to her about the champagne in the hotel room. And I even talked to her yesterday. There was an event that we went to, and it was very nice, met lots of people. It was a networking event, and we had a selfie booth that we set up for the event for them. And um uh everybody's walking around with these beautiful fruit wine spritzers,
Hmm.
and I wanted to take them out of their hands and throw them at
Yeah.
them and be
Yep.
like, "Fuck you and your spritzer, Karen."
Hmm.
Because I just wanted a sip.
Here's a little sip.
Yeah, but not really a sip.
Right. Because one is too many and a thousand's never enough.
Yeah, so I wanted to swim in it and
Hmm.
just pretend for a second and be like, "Rosé all day, hey, hey."
Mm.
And
But when you play the tape all the way through, it ends with you stripping your clothes and dancing at this event.
yeah, that would be bad. But no, but it was really good because I was there with Addie, who was setting up the booth, and I was like, "Hey, can you go to the bar and see if they have water? Because there are no water stations anywhere in this event, and I am parched." And so I sent her up to the bar so that I was nowhere near the bar.
Mm,
And she brought me back water, and I was like, "Thank you so very much."
mm,
And, because I kinda knew, like, I was on that moment, I was on that edge of, I knew I wasn't gonna do anything, but I also knew don't make a stupid choice because you're tired and you're exhausted and you're stressed out, and I don't want to feel shame and guilt later because I did something that I'm not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent her for the water and she brought me the water
Amazing.
and it was fine. And then I came home and I had king size double like they're called big cups or double cup peanut butter cups.
Love that.
And they were super yum.
Mm.
And then Sophia was like, "You ate all the peanut butter cups?" And I'm like, "Shut up, Sophia."
Yeah, with spit flying out of your mouth. Your eyes are red. Demon voice.
So proud of Sophia. So the other night was her first full shift at the fast food restaurant that she's working at.
Mm.
And so it's hilarious. So she comes home and she had a 4-hour shift.
Mm-hmm.
And so she walks in, and the first thing she does is she plops down to sit in this massive audible sigh. I said, "How was your first day?" She goes, "Oh my gosh, you don't even know." And I said, "I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'd love to know." And she's like, "I am so tired.
Mm.
I was on my feet for 4 hours." It's like, "Oh my gosh, really? 4 whole hours? That's crazy." And she's taking off her shoes. She's like, "These stupid no-slip shoes. I hate these shoes." I was like, "I'm really sorry that your feet are so sore from standing for those 4 hours." She's like, "You don't even know. People are so mean." I was like, "What happened?" And she's like, "People come up, they don't even say hello. They just start to order. I'll have a double cheeseburger with bacon, lettuce, tomato, French fries, and a Coke."
Mm.
And they don't say thank you, and they don't say anything. And I'm like, "I'm so sorry that people were rude."
Yeah, that's wild.
She goes, and then they'll be like, "And I want this to go." And you'll hand them their number, and they won't even take their number. And it's like, "Sir, we can't call you if we don't know your number." And they just leave the number there. And then you're like walking through the room to find them to give them their food. And they're so rude.
Mm.
And I was like, "I'm so sorry." I said, "But this is just, it's part of the food industry. It's part of, customer service. You just have to remember that the customer is always right. You always have to be nice." And she's like, "Well, you're kind of in customer service." And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Are you always nice?"
Mm.
I was like, "Okay."
Are you?
No. So clearly I was like, "I don't have anything to teach you here. Why don't you
Really?
take a shower and go to bed?" I got nothing. So sorry for you. So I can't wait to see when she gets home from work in about 20 minutes how the shift was today.
That's amazing. Aw, she's
But
growing up.
I'm proud of her. She's getting out there, she's working, she's doing her thing. But she's she's like, "People are so rude." I'm like, "They
Mm.
are. They're the worst."
Yeah, that's working in customer service will change you as a person. It will change you.
Oh, she's so funny though. She's like, "If I do a really good job on cash register, I might get moved up to what's it called?"
Fry bin,
No, it's the ice
shift
cream.
leader.
It's the ice cream. What's the ice cream station?
I would.
Custard. She might get moved up to custard.
Okay.
So custard is apparently a level above cash register.
And it's like where people want to be. In the
Well,
custard.
it's a step along the way. It's a step along the way. So
Okay.
she's working to be a custard girl.
She's not going to have much work because that motherfucker's always broke down. Oh, actually, I don't know where she works. I assumed.
No, it's actually
Oh,
ice
okay.
cream like they scoop. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was McDonald's.
No, she's not at McDonald's. Just another burger joint that has
Yeah.
ice custard.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's doing great. She looks adorbs in the uniform.
Oh,
Little visor, super cute. And she's learning and she's doing her thing and she's doing her customer service and learning it. And so we're proud of her and she's gonna keep going.
amazing.
That's good. But apparently we have a document that Dave gave us for a podcast read that we have to pretend is not a podcast read. Do you want to open that?
I did.
Okay.
Is this just another seamless, casual slip it in?
It sure is. Are you ready for it to be slipped in?
Yeah.
Great.
Slide it.
All right. All right. It's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, the part where we pretend this isn't an ad read.
Sponsored to you by two moms who are just trying to survive with clean dishes and clean hoodies.
Okay, but for reals, yo, I've officially peaked. I use laundry and dish detergent sheets. No more fighting with leaky bottles. Ew. Or just flat little,
Miracle.
wait, no more fighting with leaky bottles. I think it's supposed to say just flat little miracle sheets. So it's a typo. Hold on, let me start over. Okay, for reals, yo, I've officially peaked. I use laundry and dish detergent sheets. No more fighting with leaky bottles, just flat little miracle sheets that do the work while I absolutely do nothing. Honestly, it's the closest I felt to luxury since locking the bathroom door. Thanks to me.
Well, I've been using them, and honestly, I feel like I should win a medal every time I unload a sparkling plate.
Also, starting next week, my merch is 15% off for National T-Shirt Day. Wow. June 20th in the US, June 21st in Europe. Because, yes, that's a thing. And yes, I'm absolutely using it as an excuse to give you guys a discount.
Love it. Meanwhile, over in my world, my book is officially out. It's messy, honest, and I made it funny. Go wait, buy it. You can buy it now because it's out.
Yeah, not a pre order. Her merch is live too, guys. Think cozy hoodies for people who are barely holding it together. We've got you covered, literally.
Everything is linked in the show notes. So go click the things and support the chaos.
That was so good.
I feel like we nailed that one, actually.
Yeah, nailed that one. Hang on one second. My custard queen is here. How was your day?
Pull her on the mic.
What? You did drive through today? Girl, how'd that go? Did you have the headset? Okay. And how was it?
It was really good. And then
What happened?
God,
What?
I don't know. He like works there.
She has a crush on someone?
And
I don't know.
he what?
Wait, doesn't she have a boyfriend? Oh my God, this is so juicy.
What is happening right now? Should this not be public information?
Are you lying?
Yeah, I'm on a podcast. So maybe we save this convo for like a hot 5.
Don't say
Yeah.
hot 5. That doesn't sound cool.
A hot 5 sounds cool.
It
Stop.
doesn't. I'm trying to help you.
Okay, cool 5.
All right. We'll work on it.
All right, I got to get the deets. Oh, you're leaving? Okay.
Wait, without asking?
No, she said she's going to sit for a minute. So that means we got to wrap this up because I got some hot, what's it called? Goss?
Tea?
Tea. I
Yeah.
got to get to the hot tea and the hot goss.
Okay.
All right, guys. It was wonderful spending time with you talking about my ratchet mental health.
Your mental health is not ratchet. All of our
Ratchet
brains
ass
are dumb
hoe.
horse. We love
All
you
right.
so much. Join us next week for another episode of Take It.
Or-
Oh, man.
What?
Hello.
Oh,
That'll cost you extra.
what are you doing? Are you
My
starting an
camera fell.
OnlyFans?
My camera fell into my crotch.
Good Lord.
Take It.
Or Leave It, an advice-ish podcast hosted by 2 struggling moms who have no idea what we're doing. We'll see you guys next week.
Love you, friends. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I have to jump up and stop this.
Okay. Do it. Jump up and stop it.